Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? I have been missing again for a long time, but I'm back now, and today we are doing a 60s inspired Indian glam. Now I really love the way the 60s and 70s makeup was done in Bollywood, and that is why I was heavily inspired by some of the beautiful actresses of that time, including Sharmila Tagore, who is the main inspiration of this look. Although the makeup is 60s inspired, I will be putting my own touches in it so that it can be wearable and you can wear it for any kind of events. Now let's go ahead and start off this look. So first let's start with the hair. Now this video is sponsored by Mamaearth, and I have used their tea tree shampoo and their conditioner today for my hair, and I just wanted to say that these are really good if you have an itchy scalp or dandruff. Now personally I don't face any dandruff issues, so I can't comment about that aspect. So I have the tea tree shampoo and the conditioner with me, as well as the hair mask, so I'll just talk about this real quick. So first let's talk about the tea tree shampoo and conditioner. Now both of these are enriched with tea tree oil and ginger oil, and they're both supposed to remove dandruff as well as prevent your scalp from itching. I'm just going to point this out real quick that these do not reduce hair fall. They also do not increase it. They don't do anything for your hair fall problem, but they do prevent your scalp from itching, and if that is something that you face, then you should definitely try them out. Both these products contain 250 ml of product and they retail for 349 rupees. And I have been using these products every day since I got them. Now they do have a sort of fresh tea tree smell to it, but it is not overpowering at all to the point where you can't use them, but they are fragrant. Coming to the tea tree hair mask, this is probably my favorite product from the range. First of all, this tub is huge. It contains 200 ml of product and it retails for rupees 599. But the mask is really good. You're just supposed to apply this directly onto damp hair and leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes and use this twice or thrice a week. I've used it twice a week and my hair has definitely become softer, and my scalp definitely has stopped itching after using this mask just twice. Now all three of these products, just like any other product from Mamaearth, are sulfate free and paraben free, and they're also dermatologically tested. Mamaearth is also a plastic positive company, which means that they recycle more plastic than they use, which is always a good thing. And of course all their products are cruelty free as well. Now if you want to get your hands on any of these products, then you can get them directly from Mamaearth's own website, or you can find them on Nykaa, Amazon or Purplle.com. And you can also use my coupon code Ahana20 for a 20% off your entire purchase in case you are buying it from Mamaearth's official website. All the links are provided in the description box below, and now let's move on with the hair. Coming to the hairstyle, the first thing I'm going to do is part my hair to the side. You can put it on any side that you want. I am putting it on my right side because I prefer that side more. Then I'm going to comb the rest of the hair to the back. Now I'm just going to use a bobby pin and just pin this side part into place. After you're done with that step, just take the rest of your hair and start teasing it from the back. Continue doing so till all of your hair is teased up, and then it will look something like this. Now just comb the hair very gently to make sure that it still looks smooth. Now just clip the hair into place, making a little poof, and you're done. So that is it for the hair. I did not want to tease it too much and make it crazy voluminous, but it has a little bit of volume and it is very wearable. So yeah, this is the finished look for the hair. Now let's move on to the makeup. We'll be starting off with our eyebrows first, and for that I will be using the Sugar Micro Brow Pencil in the shade 01 Jerry Brown and 02 Taupe Tom. To map out my brows, I'm going to use the shade Taupe Tom, and I'm going to take the pencil side and just run it through my brows, and I'm just going to keep it very natural, following a slight arch, which was how the brows used to be in the 1960s. Now I'm just brushing everything out with the help of a spoolie. We're done with the brows, and now I'm going to use a concealer to carve out my brows as well as prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. And for that I will be using the Sugar Magic Wand waterproof concealer in the shade 30 Chococchino. So I'm just putting a little bit on my eyelids, and then I'm just using a flat shader brush to carve out my brows. And then I'm just using a fluffier brush to blend it all out. Now that we're done priming our eyelids, let's move on to eyeshadow, and for that I will be using the Flicka Cosmetics Game of Colors palette in the shade 01 on High Note. So all I'm going to do with this palette is take a transition shade first and run it through my crease. We're just going to create a shadow-like effect, which was kind of the main theme in the 60s, where they used to have a very defined crease and a very thick cat eye. So we're gonna do that. So I'm taking this orangish light brown transition shade and putting it on my crease, and I'm going to go straight on outwards with it. I'm going in sort of a straight line, not curving it too much. Now I'm going to switch over to an angled brush, and I'm going to take the deep brown shade and put it right below the transition shade that we used. Now I'm just going to soften this crease line with the help of a fluffy blending brush. Now I haven't noticed a lot of lid work in the 1960s, therefore I'm just going to take this shimmer shade and apply it as a wash of color all over my lid. That's it for the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to move on to eyeliner, for which I'm going to use the K by Katrina liquid eyeliner, and with that I'm going to draw a thick cat eye all over my eyelids. So I'm starting from the inner corners of my eyes and I'm drawing out a very thick line, and then I'm just going to join it to the lower lash line. After that I'm just filling the wing out and then just going over the edges to make sure that they look even. This is what the eyeliner looks like. It's as good as it's gonna get. I tried my best to make it as even as possible, but it's not as easy as it looks. Now I didn't see any false lashes in that decade, so I'm just gonna skip falsies and we're just gonna do some mascara, for which I will be using the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise Mascara. So I'm just applying a thick coat of mascara all over my upper lash line. Moving on to the face, I'm going to use a primer first, and for that I will be using the Sugar The Most Eligiblur Smoothing Primer, and I'm just taking a tiny bit of it on my hands. Then I'm just going to apply it all over my face to make it look more smooth and airbrushed. For foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundations in the shade 105 and 106. Now I've chosen this particular foundation because during that decade it was all about matte skin and more of that full coverage matte glam, and this foundation gives that exact finish. It has a very high coverage with a very matte finish. So I'm just going to dot it all over my face and then we're going to blend it out with the help of a beauty blender. I really like the look of this foundation and also the coverage. Now it's time to move on to concealer, for which we'll be using yet another full coverage product, and that is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Golden Beige. So I'm just putting a little bit on my inner corner and a little bit on the outer corner, and doing the same for the other eye. Just putting a little bit on the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and on my forehead. And after that, I'm just going to blend everything out using a beauty blender once again. For powder, I'm going to use the one by Crown Brushes. This is a really good baking powder. It is translucent, and I'm just going to take a little bit and bake under my eyes to give it that sharp, flawless effect. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take a white kajal and just tight line the whole of it because that was the trend. Now I'm just going to run a mixture of the black and brown shadows on my lower lash line with the help of a pencil brush. And then we're just going to finish off the eyes with a coat of mascara on the lower lash line. For the rest of my base, I'm going to use the Sugar Contour de Force palette. I'm just contouring my cheekbones to give it some definition. Going over my nose as well. Applying some blush from the same palette on the apples of my cheeks as well as my nose and chin. Now to set everything in place, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Hydrating Dewy Mist. Now highlighter was not a thing back in the day, so I'm just going to use this shade from that same palette and very lightly just dust it all across my cheekbones as well as my chin, nose and cupid's bow, and just a tiny bit on my forehead. To finish off, I'm gonna use some lipstick, and since during that time people used to wear mostly pale nudes and glossy nudes, therefore I will be using the Max Factor Velvet Matte Lip Color, and this is in the shade 20 Rose. And I'm going to top it off with the Sugar Time to Shine lip gloss in the shade 01 Penelope Peach Stop.